What's up, Spooky fam? Today we're going to do another top 10 video, and with the release of Evil Dead Rise being upon us, I figured we would talk about some horror movies specifically set in apartment buildings. We currently live in an apartment building, and I feel like I've had a few scary experiences. So let me know your fears, your apartment fears, if you do live in an apartment yourself. There was a creepy guy that used to take the stairs for exercise, but would somehow always be on my floor directly in front of my door, and it was so scary. We also have our neighbor who just kind of stands in the hallway and stares. Creepy, creepy, creepy. So I don't know, let me know your horror stories. If you guys are new here, please go ahead and subscribe. Stay tuned. Check out my links down below if you would like to see any more of me or support the channel any further. And let's start off all the way at the back with a movie that I was going to cover for Cult Horror Movie Review Week that I put the X-nay on. 1BR. This is from 2019, directed by David Marmor, and this was actually his first feature film. Sarah lucks out and hits the jackpot. A sweet one-bedroom apartment at Asilo Del Mar Apartments in LA. It has plenty of space, friendly tenants, group barbecues, and even a good-looking neighbor. All is not what it seems. Loud noises start keeping her up at night, her cat goes missing, everyone seems a little too helpful and friendly, and Sarah soon learns that she didn't choose the apartment chose her. And very quickly, I mentioned the apartment name in this movie is Asilo Del Mar, and asilo in English means asylum, so do with that information what you will. This movie actually has a pretty grueling, it's a different kind of torture. It's more of like a psychological, we're gonna break you now kind of torture, and it's nothing that I want to be a part of. There's also like a, spoiler alert, there is a euthanasia scene, like a consensual euthanasia scene, and it is just wild. So let me know your thoughts on 1BR, because I feel like it's very underrated. Next, we are going to move on to a movie from 2001 called SORUM, directed by JONG-CHAN. A young man moves into a rundown apartment. He soon gets into a relationship with his neighbor. Both the characters and the building have traumatic histories, and over time, the ghosts of their past come to light. And just like the last one, I wanted to make sure that like not all these movies were like super American. Like I wanted diversity here, because I feel like Bong Joon-ho said it the best. If you can just get over that 1-inch barrier of subtitles, like there are worlds that you can just be immersed in more. And I feel like foreign horror is just so much scarier than what we're being delivered here in like Canada and the US, you know? Next is a movie from 2011 that I remember renting on Blu-ray from Family Video. This is The Divide. This is by director XAVIER, and if you guys are into post-apocalyptic horror, this is right up your alley. Survivors of a nuclear attack are grouped together for days in the basement of their apartment building, where fear and dwindling supplies wear away at their dynamic. And this originally had 3 titles, which, as I am working on a secret project, I think it's funny because I've gone through so many different titles and I get it. This was originally called The Shelter. It was changed to The Fallout, which I could see, but it was changed because of the game Fallout 3, which I really enjoyed Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Those games were spectacular. But then it was changed from the Fallout to The Divide. Let's talk about some Dario Argento. This is Inferno. This one here kicks off the 80s. This is from 1980, and I feel like this is a great way to ring in the year. A young poet in Rome is murdered after she reads a Latin book that tells the supernatural story of the three mothers. A young man's investigation into the disappearance of his sister, who had been living in a New York City apartment that also served as a home for a powerful centuries-old witch. And this is part of Dario Argento's Three Mothers trilogy with Suspiria. Mother of Tears, that is the third movie in the trilogy. And Dario Argento, just amazing. We have another Italian film on this list, so stay tuned. Big fan. Okay, this one, kind of stupid, but I feel like it deserves to be on this list, and it is Critters 3. From 1991, directed by Christine Peterson. This one actually has a cameo, not a cameo, he's in the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio. A very young Leonardo DiCaprio is in Critters 3. The residents of a shoddy LA apartment building are chased up to the roof by hairy horrors, the Critters, and this one is actually based on the Towering Inferno, for those of you who are a fan. Okay, this one I could have realistically added into my list of top 10 vampire movies, and it was actually suggested in the comments, but it was already on this list, and I already did a review technically for Movie Roulette, and that is Let the Right One In. This one is directed by Tomas ALFREDSON from 2008, not the remake. We're talking about the original one here. Set in 1982 in a suburb of Sweden, 12-year-old Oscar is a lonely outsider, bullied at school, and at home Oscar dreams of revenge against a trio of bullies. He befriends a 12-year-old next-door neighbor, Eli, who only appears in the snow-covered playground outside their building. And I'm pretty sure I just butchered that, and I'm pretty sure her name is Ellie. This is my problem with voice play. One of the members in voice play's name is, I believe, I know it's not Eli. I believe it's Ellie. This is where I'm terrible with names. Anyways, I'm fixating. I just feel like Let the Right One In has a very distinct, like that little playground in the snow in the midst of all the buildings. That's always stuck out to me. And that one I wanted to include on this list specifically. Okay, David Cronenberg, Shivers, 1979, gotta talk about it. 1975, sorry. Fake fan, fake fan. Big David Cronenberg fans in this house. I thought I was crazy having a David Lynch shrine, but if I kind of brought all my stuff together, I feel like I could have a David Cronenberg shrine as well.
The Davids.
The Davids. You've heard of the Daniels. Here's the Davids. Okay, Shivers, a very sexually charged movie for 1975. Ahead of its time. And if you guys have seen Slither, I believe, from 2006, definitely a nod to Shivers. The residents of a suburban high-rise apartment building are being infected by a strain of parasites that turn them into mindless, sex-crazed fiends out to infect others by the slightest sexual contact. And you know what? Just a big fan. Big fan of body horror, big fan of, I don't want to say it, but David Cronenberg's sexually charged movies. Am I blushing? I am turning more into Darren Van Dam from Flick Connection more and more every day. Okay, I said we had another Italian film on this list, and this is Demons Part 2, not Part 1, Part 2. From 1986, directed by Lamberto Bava. Big fan of Demons. In that movie, they took more time to create the rules surrounding the demons and how it was contracted, and how just so much went into the whole world building as opposed to making the actual film, and I just love that. Fun fact, Greta, star of Demons, follows me on Instagram. But I could throw up. A group of tenants and visitors are trapped in a 10-story apartment building infested with demons who are hunting the humans down. I feel Demons 2 is much less meta than Demons, because when you watch Demons 1, they are in a theater watching a movie about the demons, and then it starts happening to them in real life. And honestly, there is a point where the skin pops and it just never goes back. It's just high octane. The music in both the movies are just, in my review of Demons 1, I titled it Best Gore, Best Score, and I stand by that. Okay, we are going to talk about a controversial director, and this one is also in a trilogy of movies. This is The Tenant, directed by Roman Polanski. This one came out in 1976, and I believe the trilogy of this one is Repulsion, Rosemary's Baby, and The Tenant. I'm not sure about the order, but I know those are the movies. A quiet, inconspicuous man rents an apartment in France where the previous tenant unalived himself. He begins to suspect the landlord and neighbors are subtly trying to change him into the last tenant so he can too kill himself. Trying to censor myself for YouTube guidelines. Anyways, this obviously is in the same vein as Rosemary's Baby, which the book, fantastic. I don't know. I just feel like he had a whole theme going with these movies, with the apartments, Rosemary's Baby in an apartment, Repulsion in an apartment. I don't know. I feel like it's a good theme. It's a unique theme, but all the movies feel formulaic, I guess, now that I've dived a little deeper. Okay, and then we are at the end of this list. The whole reason we're here, Evil Dead Rise, which I am so excited for. Let me just talk to you for a second about Evil Dead 2013. That movie scared me so bad the first time I saw it in theaters that I had to go back to the theaters to see it again, just to make sure I saw what I saw. And I saw what I saw, and it still scares me. And I'm 30, and well, almost 30, but there's just a couple of scenes that I still have to look away from in the 2013 Evil Dead. There is the scene where Mia and her brother are in the bed in the cabin, and she's literally, I've said this before, she says, like, you have to get me out of here. There's like someone in here. What, like, and then they close the door, he leaves, she like closes the door, and there's a mirror, a full-size body mirror, and she looks in it, and the face, the abomination is like it's so scary to me. I don't know why, because full-size mirrors, when I was in high school and that movie came out, I had a full-size mirror in my bedroom, and I would stare at it all night thinking that I would see some face going, and I was so scared. And then there's just a couple of close-ups of the abomination's face that I just gotta take a pause and close my eyes, because you guys know I'm a baby with scary faces. If you saw my Gunji video, that bitch near the end of the movie scared the fucking shit out of me. Evil Dead Rise 2023, directed by Lee Cronin. I have faith. People have been giving good reviews. I've heard decent things so far. I have faith. I've got faith in the cheese grater. I just need to feel, I want to feel, when I come home from the theater in a few weeks, I want to feel like I have to take a shower after watching Evil Dead Rise. Two sisters find an ancient book that gives birth to bloodthirsty demons that run amok in an LA apartment. They're thrust into a primal battle for survival as they faced the most nightmarish version of family imaginable. And this could be like family drama gone wrong, gone very wrong. We finished Ash vs. Evil Dead, loved it, thought it was so fun, so vulgar, so fantastic. So, just Bruce Campbell, he's the jefe, man, you know? And I don't know, I am just looking forward to, I want to be grossed out, I want to be scared, and I want to feel like I need to take a shower after Evil Dead, the new one. So that's all. I hope that maybe I put a movie on your radar. I hope this wasn't too chaotic for you. I have another list, another countdown actually, another ranking video, I should say, a special one. So stay tuned. I'm excited for the content that I am conjuring up for you all. So if you guys would like to see my art vlogs, I've been doing art vlogs over on the main channel. You can check that out, link down below. Other than that, let me know which one of these you've seen, or recommend a apartment themed horror movie in the comments. I know I missed like Dark Water, Quarantine, Wreck, a bunch. So let me know down below, and I will see you guys very soon. Sayonara, Spooky.